It ain't too much for me to say, shit, I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. Please don't fuck with me today, what else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, shit, I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. I bring, please don't fuck with me today. They say Prissy ain't on top of this shit, I beg to differ. Nah, fuck that.
Alright, now I'm not uploading the other thing, but just for the record, I was recording a video. I got like 3 minutes into it, and I realized there was this huge annoying glare on the camera. Apparently something that got on it, and the light was reflecting off of it, and it was kind of blinding me. To top it off, I got these glasses on, so, you know, that was another issue. But anyway, as I said, there was a quick update in the beginning of the other video. Like I said, I just put out the 3rd chapter of Gurgling. It's called Take the Piss. I was torn between calling it Take the Piss or Taking the Piss or just Pissed. Because like I said, the 1st chapter is called When Nature Calls. And then the 2nd chapter is called You're in Trouble, spelled with the word urine. So, you know, each chapter I kind of want the titles to be like a pun as far as, you know, pissing goes. Or at least some other type of toilet humor. I have to, you know, look up some other euphemisms. I mean, I don't want to overdo it. So I might stop after the 4th chapter and just have regular titles. It all depends. But I know I'm going to take a while before I put the 4th chapter out. Because I don't want to rush the story. Like, as far as Adam Gale went, I had just been writing and writing and writing. Like I said, it was a steady stream of consciousness. And, you know, like I said, I've gotten up to, the 10th chapter on Adam Gale. But now I've got to go back through all those chapters and, you know, rewrite a bunch of things. So, you know, I'm taking my time, though, with Gurgling. So, it'll probably be either another week or 2 or another month or 2 before I put out the 4th chapter, because I got to do drafts, I got to write out some other things, I got to really come up with the characters, because right now I've been coming up with characters as I go along, and right now it's just Evan, his mother Cassandra, and then a neighbor of theirs named Lex. But there are going to be some other people, as well as the company that's installing the toilet, which is called Everyday Conventional. I'm still coming up with a lot of things for that, though, so it's going to take me a while. But, you know, it's the same way with how when I was writing Chantrice, the Convergence story I'm writing right now, that was supposed to end within 10 chapters, but instead I'm going to like 18 or 19, because I realized that the story could not wrap up properly within 10 chapters. There was so much that I started to think of and that I just had to really unpack, and I realized it was going to take a lot more time. So, you know, with that, that's where I'm going. And like I said, I'm just going to take more of my time, you know, with everything. I'm not going to, you know, rush anything. So, what I was about to talk about, though, was music. That's what I really was about to talk about. As I had said in a video not too long ago, but I put that video on private, I have not really been working on music like I used to. You know, part of it is that the support isn't there. And, you know, while some people might say, you know, that you should do things regardless whether you had a support, I agree and kind of don't agree, you know, because it seems pointless to do anything if nobody really wants to listen to it or give feedback. You know, there used to be a time where I just wrote everything just for my own amusement, you know, and just listened to myself. But when it got to the point that other people really did want to hear me, then that's when I started to, you know, I guess you say rely on the feedback, you know, and the interests of everybody else. And as of the past, I want to say, it was probably, my bad, I want to say it was probably 2017, 2018, the last time anybody was really, truly interested in anything. Now, that hasn't been that long ago, but it's still kind of fucked up. So, I should say interest, you know, kind of waned. And as a friend of mine put it in the comments on the video of mine, you know, it's like people lose interest once you actually start to get better. and it did seem like that, because it seemed like when I was putting out shit at first, and, you know, and everything was kind of just all over the place before I really, really started planning out my projects, it seemed like I got more feedback then. You know, before I really started to do original music, when I was just, you know, doing remixes all the time, a lot of folks was more willing to listen and download the mixtapes, because I remember how many downloads Please Stand By and I Will Be Famous, the first one, how many downloads those got, and even Legend in the Making. Actually, Legend in the Making got the most downloads, and so it's like the old stuff, and it kind of makes me wonder, am I falling off, or did I change too much for some people, because where am I at? 5 minutes, okay. But anyway, it just makes me wonder that I changed too much. What am I doing differently now that is not the same as before? Now, I will admit also, when it comes to the stuff I write, I do sometimes look at it and be like, man, I could have thought of something better. Because I feel like in the past, I used up all my good punchlines. Because, being a punchline type of rapper was something that, I was really interested in. Lloyd Banks, Currency, Eminem, Willie the Kid, Jizza, just all those different rappers are huge inspiration on me. Method Man, Ghostface, a lot of old school people mostly, but a few new ones. Lil Wayne to some degree, and even Drake in a certain aspect. Like, I don't really like a lot of stuff Drake put out nowadays, but I will admit, Take Care, that's my shit, and Comeback Season, I like that. But it's a lot of people inspiration for me. I look to other rappers as a guideline, for how I should do things. So, personally, I'm not copying anybody's style, but I realize what works, what doesn't work. And that's the reason why I started doing things differently. And I realized that after a while, it became, what can I say, pertinent, or it's another word I'm really trying to think of, but it's not coming to mind. But it became, just imperative that I started putting out original songs, like, whereas, my remixes, they were original based on the fact that those were original lyrics. But I needed to show people that I actually can write a song. But it seemed like once I started doing that, nobody was really interested in listening. So, I'm at the point where I'm at now. And it's very depressing to not exactly have that, support system like I used to have. And I hate to keep, going on and on about the same thing, but it's just, when some people be like, man, I hope you don't quit, because, I do have a few supporters. I'm not saying I don't have any, but I don't have the amount that I used to. And so it kind of seems futile to continue. And that's why I've really just been focusing so much on writing and getting back into art. Now, I still want to be a rapper, but it just doesn't seem like it's, feasible right now, or the right avenue. Maybe I can get back into it later. I don't know. And sometimes I feel like there are some other changes I need to make concerning my music. It's a lot of stuff I said in the past that I wouldn't dare say nowadays. And some of it I even want to rewrite and re-record. Because the person I am now is totally different than who I was, years ago. I don't even really talk about a lot of political stuff in my music anymore. Here and there I might throw something out there, but I try to keep it clean of that. Because, I'll talk about politics elsewhere, or I talk about politics when I'm talking to certain people. But I really started feeling like I want my music to remain clear of that. I have my opinions on things, but when it comes to rap, I just want to rap, I'll make some shit with some meaning to it, no doubt. But for the most part, I'm trying to keep those hot button issues out of it, I could do that elsewhere. And also with the fact that I know there are people who are more educated on certain topics, and those are the people that I watch a lot, like on YouTube and things like that. That's another reason why I don't talk about things in my music. Now, certainly, I could parrot what they're saying and put it in my songs, which is what a lot of other rappers tend to do when they read things or watch people, but it's not really genuine, and that's why I don't do it, Now, I know a lot of people who listen to rap wouldn't go and watch the people that I watch, and so that might be another reason to some that I should rap about those things, but it is what it is. If people don't want to hear it, they're not going to listen to it, And while I shouldn't care about what people don't want to hear, I kind of do and I kind of don't. I mean, as I've said, my name is Prizzy, NFE. The NFE stands for not for everyone. I know that what I make, what I do, no matter if it's music, art, stories, anything, it's not for everyone. Me as a person, I'm not for everyone. You know, I'll talk to anybody, but it doesn't mean I'm going to get along with everybody. And that's cool. You know, we don't have to. What we do doesn't have to appeal to everybody. I've always felt that way. And I'm more strong in that resolve, you know, as time goes on. Now, to some people, I might be selling myself short, but that's not how I feel. I don't feel like that. I feel like it's best to separate the wheat from the chaff, if that's the best way I could put it, you know. You know, it's might seem selective, and in a sense, I am being selective, you know. But I mean, people are going to be selective anyway, so I might as well just step out on it and be that way myself. You know, let you know, hey, what I'm doing, it might not be for you. You might not like the style, or, you know, might not like the type of beats I'm using. I mean, I'm that way when it comes to whoever I listen to. That's why I'm not that into a lot of new artists. I'll check them out because I listen to everybody. I have so much music on my computer, but just because I have that music doesn't mean I actually like that artist. I just like to check out stuff by people. Like, I'm not crazy about the baby, but this last project I listened to, I think it had to do, I forgot what it was called. I'm going to have to look again, but I kind of liked it. A few songs on it was pretty dope. I'll admit that. You know, he ain't really my type of rapper, but I can admit when somebody puts something out that sounds good. Like I said, like with Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not a fan of her, but there were 2 songs on the most recent project that I did enjoy. 3 songs, actually. 3. But, you know, I can make, you know, observations like that. I'm not somebody who's going to outright hate a person completely. Because like I said, I'm not a fan of Drake. But there are songs and projects I can say that I did enjoy. I prefer Biggie over Tupac. But at the same time, I can still say that there are projects by Tupac that I like. You know, and songs by Tupac. I mean, Are You Still Down is one of my favorite, you know, albums released. Of course, it was released posthumously, I believe. But that's still one of my favorites. I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto. Do For Love. You know. Those are 2 of my favorites on there. Don't Make Enemies With Me. 16 on Death Row. What is it? Fake Ass Bitches. I think that's the name of this song. I like that, you know. So that's one of the projects I can enjoy. And All Eyes on Me. I like that too. And Me Against the World. But like I said, I'm not exactly a Tupac fan, but I can admit that he had some good music. You know, like I said, I might not like every album, but there are those that have stuck with me. So, you know, like I said, this whole thing was, like, most of this was supposed to be about hip-hop, and where I feel like I've been going with it, you know, like I said, I don't feel as inspired. And what's crazy about it is, like, it's this pain. Just get right here. When I get motivated to want to work on something, but then when I actually sit down, all of that, you know, just goes away. And then this ties back into the whole thing about not really having much attention on Facebook as I used to. You know, that was the main place where I would post everything. Raps I was working on, songs I had put out. And like I said, this was back when I was recording shit in the other way before I ever got a mic. You know, and people were more inclined to check out things. You know, nowadays it's like there are people who are on Facebook, folks that I know that I'm close with, but they don't check out stuff like they used to. Now, I'm not finna call no names. That's not what I'm finna do. I'm just saying. You know. So, you know, but like I said, years ago, I didn't really have to tag people that much. You know, and I still tag people, even though I tell myself every time I'm not going to tag folks again. I'm not going to tag this person. Yet, I turn around and do it. That's a habit of mine that I got to break. That's a big habit of mine I got to break. Because I get tired of, you know, like I said, having these people, you know, that are half-assed and wishy-washy, just to be completely honest. Now, like I said, I understand that people have things they have to do. You know, we all do. But I'm also of the understanding that if somebody really cares about what you're doing and like what you do, they're going to make time when they have the time. So that's what I kind of live by. If somebody really cares, is really into you, and you know what you're trying to do, what you're working on, they're gonna make time. You know, so once again, it separates the weak from the chaff, weak from the strong, and so, you know, separates the half-ass supporters from the what can I say? Those that remain stalwart. So anyway, I didn't really mean for this video to be as long as it is. It is a little over 15 minutes, so I just wanted to give that update and talk about hip-hop. You know, I'll probably make another video more about hip-hop, because I really plan to talk about, you know, two of my major influences, or three of my major influences, you know, Eminem, Lloyd Banks, and Currency. I really meant to talk about them, so I'll make another video though and do that. So for now, till then, peace.
What else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can turn away, I'm in a bad mood. Please don't fuck with me today, what else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can turn away, I'm in a bad mood. I bring, please don't fuck with me today. They say Prissy ain't on top of this shit, I beg to differ.